In the smog-laden city of Loxwood, where the Thames sang a dirge laden with echoes of modern industry and ancient secrets, Mr. Percival Greaves, a gentleman of considerable learning and curious disposition, stood cloaked in the oily mist of a gaslight evening. An antiquarian by trade and a scholar at heart, Percival's life oscillated between his quaint bookstore and cramped quarters littered with curious artifacts and dust-laden books. One peculiar Thursday, as the clock struck 3:15, the chime was swallowed by a knock on his shop's sturdy oak door. Standing there was a figure wrapped in a naval greatcoat, holding a sizable, mysterious package wrapped in oilskin. "Mr. Greaves, I presume?" the stranger intoned with a gravely accent that suggested far-off lands and perilous ventures. "Indeed," Percival replied, his curiosity piqued by both the man and the parcel. "And to whom do I owe the intrusion at this unusual hour?" "Captain Elias Hawthorne, recently retired from Her Majesty's Royal Navy. I've come upon an object that I believe might be of significant interest to you." With that, Hawthorne unfurled the oilskin to reveal a large, intricately carved hourglass, its sands shimmering with an almost ethereal glow, unlike any mundane sand Percival had ever seen. "This, Mr. Greaves, is the Amberglass," Hawthorne declared, his eyes flickering with a mix of fear and fascination. "It is said to measure more than just the passage of time, but to also reveal glimpses of the past and future to those who dare to peer into its depths." Skeptical yet intrigued, Percival invited Hawthorne into his book-laden sanctuary, where they set the amberglass upon an ancient table carved from dark oak. As the sands flowed, the room seemed to warp subtly, the walls bending imperceptibly, as if reality itself grew thin. Over steaming cups of tea, stained the colour of rust, Hawthorne recounted his acquisition of the amberglass from a mysterious old merchant in the bustling markets of Alexandria. He claimed it was crafted in the early days of pharaohs and possessed by seers and sages throughout the ages, Hawthorne explained, his voice lowering to a whisper. Percival, ever the scholar, couldn't resist the pull of the unknown. As the hour waned, he leaned forward and gazed into the swirling sands. Visions assaulted his senses. Ancient pyramids under a relentless sun, Victorian London cloaked in a foggy shroud, and a future Loxwood, transformed by technologies that stretched the imagination. Startled and exhilarated, Percival looked to Hawthorne, now smiling with the satisfaction of a shared secret. "It shows us what was, what is, and what may be," Hawthorne intoned, his eyes reflecting the amberglass' eerie light. The weeks that followed were consumed with collaborative exploration. They documented their visions, cautiously testing the limits of the amberglass, wary of delving too deep into its more ominous foresights. Yet, as the bond between the antiquarian and the sea captain strengthened, a shadow grew in the background, cast by envious minds desirous of the amberglass's power. Their scholarly sanctuary was breached one dusky evening by nefarious figures cloaked in the garb of gentlemen, but possessing the countenance of criminals. The intruders demanded the amberglass, but not before Percival and Hawthorne, through a clever ruse involving a fake amberglass filled with ordinary beach sand, managed to outwit their pursuers. Safety restored, yet aware of the dangers their treasure posed, Percival and Hawthorne decided to return the amberglass to the sanctity of history. They crafted a cryptic puzzle, one that only a true scholar and adventurer could hope to solve, and concealed it within the bowels of Percival's store. The amberglass, now a legend retold in whispers, continues to imbue Loxwood with an air of mystery and allure. Percival returned to his quiet life of antiquities, forever changed by the glimpse of time's depth. Captain Hawthorne, ever the sailor, took to the seas once more, his heart alight with secrets of the old world and visions of the new, leaving the future of the amberglass woven into the fabric of tales yet to be told.